Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's a singular honor to be here amongst this incredible assembly of incredible people. My father, Dilhan C Fernando, was a man of invincible faith. He had a heart of kindness. His belief in the purpose of business is the legacy that I'm privileged to steward. It's also where I begin my story. Born into a modest, rural, middle-class family, he couldn't afford a university education. But what he lacked in material wealth, he made up for in values. The values instilled by his mother, my wonderful grandmother. She taught him, by example, the importance of kindness, a lesson that would guide his every step in life. And so at the age of 20, my father was among 6 young men, 6 young Sri Lankans, chosen to learn tea at Mincing Lane in London, which was at the time the heart of the global tea trade. Oddly, a third of the world's tea was channeled through England at the time. Now, on his return, he wasn't content with only excelling in his field, in tea. He envisioned something far greater, not just building another tea brand, but bringing about a paradigm shift, a fundamentally different proposition, genuinely ethical tea, tea made with kindness to people and to nature. Remember, in recently independent Sri Lanka, his vision was unprecedented. And it wasn't easy. It took him 35 years, and at the age of 55, that dream became a reality with the launch of Dilma, a name that he coined from the names of my brother Malik and I. Today, Dilma is enjoyed in over 100 countries and recognized for taste, goodness, but importantly, also for purpose. Now, my father had every right to embrace his success and rest on his laurels, but success was not the goal. Neither wealth nor pride excited him. His mother's words never left him, believing that his every success was ordained by God. He wanted to make his tea ethical and sustainable. He wanted to share the fruits of his labor with his workers, with vulnerable people in Sri Lanka. And so he aspired to create a lasting positive change in our community. He coined the phrase, business is a matter of human service, a philosophy that he emphasized at every opportunity, justifying the kindness that he embedded at the heart of every part of our family business. I was raised in this belief of kindness and human service as the purpose of business. And I was entrusted with the stewardship of our tea business and the family foundation, the MJ Foundation, while my brother did the same for our hospitality and produce brokering businesses. The MJ Foundation has a very clear mandate. It's about impact, real, measurable, positive change that must be felt across our country, and that people and planet are supported with dignity and care. Purely voluntarily, my father deemed that 15% of our pre-tax profits must be transferred to the foundation, not to be accumulated, but to be spent for the needs of the day. To ensure that we kept a focus on that impact, we created an external board of well-placed and knowledgeable trustees. You'll recognize one of those gentlemen up there, your own past RI President, K.R. Ravindran, who is one amongst them. I immersed myself fully in the foundation's work. My wife and my children not only encouraged me, but they participated. And today we have a team of 300 specialists managing our humanitarian and environmental initiatives. We spend, on average, around $3.5 million every year. Our activities are varied, but the common denominator is that we measure the results. We always consider sustainability, the sustainability of each project in terms of its impact and its structure and scale. We want to ensure that as many people as possible can truly benefit. At our centers for children with developmental disorders, 330 children with cerebral palsy and Down syndrome are cared for daily. It's an inclusive program that looks beyond what society considers disability, focusing on the ability in every child and every youth. We focused also on the sustainability of the center. And then we moved into our vision of scale, and we're now starting 2 more in other regions. Now, because of our focus on sustainability at scale, we, of course, partner with Rotary members and the government of Sri Lanka. A recent project is one that you'll be familiar with. It's a combined effort to free our country of cervical cancer, the only cancer that a vaccine can protect from. And in the true spirit of Rotary, this local impact has also built strong international friendship. I was delighted to see that Isabel Scarinci, another of our fellow speakers who played such an important role in forming this project and representing the Rotary Club of Birmingham, Alabama, will be speaking after me. And because of our strong partnership, when COVID struck us, we knew that we could continue our work with Rotary members, and that was to install the most modern PCR testing equipment in the country so people could more quickly isolate themselves or get the support they needed. So let me pause here. I have talked about a few elements, call them inputs to impact, a 15% pre-tax commitment, strong leadership team at the foundation with skills and networks, values of kindness, human service and dignity, a vision of sustainability and scale. Importantly, working in partnership with others. So what happens when we bring all of this together? Let me tell you about Dinesh. Dinesh is the son of a tea picker. He grew up in poverty. He was selected to join Empower, Moratuwa, on the outskirts of Colombo. Now, Empower is a culinary school that we started. As the name suggests, it offers free culinary training to vulnerable youth to help them to get over their circumstances. Now, these World Chefs certified schools, we have 2, focus on the dignity of beneficiaries as a key success factor. Often, we have visiting chefs spending time sharing knowledge and passion with the students. So, Dinesh completed the 6-month course at Empower, and during his internship, he had the opportunity to compete as an apprentice in a competition that we sponsored, the Bocuse d'Or. Bocuse d'Or, named after Chef Paul Bocuse, is the world's most prestigious live cooking competition. He won gold. 100 young people like Dinesh. Thank you. 100 young people, men, women, youth with different ability, graduate each year from Empower. And they go on to successful culinary careers in Sri Lanka and abroad, evidencing the truth that empowerment with dignity can be life-changing. But not everyone needs to be Dinesh. Our small entrepreneur program, it works with people who have the potential to achieve but lack the means. The community economic development program that it is, it works with people who are formerly incarcerated and help them to become small farmers. We never give money, only equipment, materials, training, and importantly, access to market. Over 2,000 micro and small entrepreneurs have benefited from this program so far. One of the women we supported was a victim of domestic violence. We trained and equipped her in starting a mushroom farming business. Today, her husband works for her, and she employs others in challenging situations and leads with her knowledge and inspiration. Hers is among 2,400 MJ Foundation-sponsored small enterprises around Sri Lanka. Now, our values and vision mean that we also pay attention to the community around us, and we think of different ways to serve others, creative ways. Let me give you an example. Several years ago, it was evident that many of the mothers who were bringing their children to our Rainbow Kids program were were also in need of kindness, but also lacked self-confidence. Our approach had to be a little bit different. We imposed a fee on the children's program, knowing that many could not afford it. But we waived the fee if the women participated in entrepreneurship and skills development classes during their children's program time. The Women's Development Program has delivered transformational change in the lives of over 500 women, all rooted in the restoration of their dignity and providing them skills to compete in society. We see, thank you. Thank you. We see this dignity and the skills translate into gaining a voice, to economic mobility and reinvesting in children. I'm sure that each of you has a story to tell about the great work that you or the Rotary members in your district are doing right now. Each story that I have told thus far looks a lot like the service projects that Rotary is so well known for globally. But now I'm also going to tell you how we apply the values and vision that my father built into the corporate side of Dilhan Tea. Growers of tea, coffee, and cocoa were at the front lines of a collective battle against the existential threat of climate change. We're in the vanguard of efforts at resuscitating rural economies to stop unsustainable urban migration. The decisions we make every day crucially affect biodiversity, gender equality, food security, the quality of air and water. If growers cannot build economic and environmental resilience, I must warn you that the spike in chocolate prices over Christmas caused by an unsustainable cocoa industry, that'll be the least of our problems. So, how do we bring our values of kindness, human service, and vision of sustainability, scale, and partnership into our business? We began by offering additional benefits to plantation workers who harvest our tea. Some tried to make us believe that helping plantation youth become doctors and lawyers would starve the plantations of their future workforce. In fact, several of these young people have indeed become doctors and engineers, even a magistrate. But contrary to conventional thinking, our workforce remains engaged and committed because they know that we are investing in their dignity and their communities. And that is a strength and our resilience against many of the issues we face today. Speaking of our business, the quality and taste of tea there, influenced by sunshine, rainfall, by soils, wind, and temperature. We call it the fingerprint of nature, and it's that produces the aroma and flavor in our teas. We do therefore invest in environmental education because awareness is a precursor to action, into conservation, restoration of biodiversity, and advocating for change for a more sustainable Sri Lanka. Dilhan Conservation collaborates today with 7 universities around the world. It's the only privately owned center for climate change and adaptation. We research and demonstrate adaptation methods that are crucial for the survival of small farmers. Acknowledging that delivering impact at scale demands collaboration, we formed in 2012 an organization we call Biodiversity Sri Lanka. It's a coalition for environmental good, and today it includes 80 of Sri Lanka's most significant banks, manufacturers, construction businesses, plantations, and includes government. We recognize, of course, that every business has an irrevocable link to community and environment, and that every business must benefit people and nature. Sustainability, from both human and environmental perspectives, it's not an option. Does this look familiar to you? I have realized firsthand that, as my father would always remind my brother and I, that neither profit nor success are the goal of our brief time on earth. I remain driven by kindness, building dignity, and serving others, especially those who were not born into privilege. It is also looking for lasting positive change. Sustainability is making sure that the good lasts. It's ensuring that our future generations who don't have a voice don't suffer unspeakable pain, but have lives of relative comfort. Scale is about more people in more places benefiting, and partnerships are because we're here to work together. When we serve our communities, our world, others, we also experience positive change. Change in how we see those around us and ourselves. Let me share with you a personal, true life story. For years, I battled vitiligo, an autoimmune disease that causes patches of skin to lose pigment or color. I had the opportunity to consult some of the best doctors in the world, and yet I couldn't find a cure. It's the profound belief of my wife and I that indeed our family, that everything good that has happened to us has happened by the will of God. After nearly 18 years of trying, during which time I used camouflage creams, my wife and I decided to place my condition in the hands of God in 2015. I removed my makeup and continued my travel around the world. True to my faith, 3 months later, pigmentation returned. And as you can see now, I'm healed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In closing, I want to tell you that never before have we had the power that each of us has right now. We're connected as never before. And while there is unimaginable pain and suffering in so many parts of our world, every situation has a solution. In many cases, it's a solution that we understand and that we recognize that we can manage and refine as businesses. It starts with kindness. It continues with commitment and collaboration. The incredible Rotary network has an abundance of all three, an unmatched global reach. As you begin this phase of your leadership journey with Rotary, please channel the words of Mother Teresa, I do what I can, where I am, and with what I have. Each of you is here because of success in your walk of life. Success is phenomenal, but please remember that beyond success lies something vastly greater. It's significance, and significance is expressed only in the lives of others. Thank you very much, and God bless you.